All right, let's go. Huh? Good Sunday morning. It's 30. It's windy. If you saw the short I put out this morning, boy, what the hell is going on with this shirt here, huh? Give me a break. Looks ridiculous. Huh? What are we doing here, huh? Let's get that. There we go. That looks even worse. What the hell is with this shirt? Whatever. You know what? It's too cold in here, so I gotta have the shirt on. I need my scarf. That's what I don't have in here. So how are we doing? Hey, David. Miami Sports, Miami Breaker. How's everybody doing? Oh boy, I can't. I mean, even with the even my glasses now, I'm having trouble reading. What's that? Our barman. So how'd we look last night? We looked exactly like the score said, 4-0. It was complete. I think the shots were 2-2 in the first period. And yeah, David says we looked top notch, but just one game. It was definitely encouraging. Of course, we do have the Sharks. We do have the Stars number a little bit. So there's that. But, yeah, keep focused on the next game. But we look good. There wasn't – I don't think there was any kind of a problem. Is that Kyle waking up at 11:30? Is that Kyle or is that Donna coming over here? What the hell? She brought me my scarf. Thank you.
I don't know which one you want.
Okay. There you go. There we go. All right, now my neck feels better. Okay, it's cold in here. What do you want? Or should I do this? Should I do it that way for Vincent? Vincent, this is just special for you. This is my fashion statement special for you. So, what did we do last night in the NHL? Let's see. A lot of games last night. Devils beat the Ducks 4-1. The Wild beat the Sens 3-2. The Sharks came back against the Penguins. That was a fun one. The Isles beat the Lightning in the shootout 3-2. Jets 5, Capitals 1. Rangers 5, Canadians 4, but overtime, so Montreal got a point. Hurricanes beat the Flyers in the shootout 4-3. And then the Knights beat the Jackets. The Oilers beat the Maple Leafs. Steve Dangle lost his mind. The Panthers shut out the Stars. The Red Wings shut out the Blackhawks 4-0. Avalanche 4, Preds 2. And then the Flames beat the Kings in overtime 2-1. So where that leaves us is, hey, now we're back ahead of the Leafs. So the last wild card team, the two wild card teams right now are the Flyers and the Devils at 37 points, and we have 34 points. So while we remain 3 points out of the wild card spot, we're only 2 points out of third place. No, the Canadians are there too. So they've got 36. So we're still lagging a little bit behind. But certainly we've been playing better with the exception of that Colorado game. The Metro is still the Hurricanes, Islanders, Caps, Flyers, and Devils. And then with the Penguins fell off a little bit. And then the Rangers still at 36 points and the Jackets at 32. And the Jackets have lost 5 straight. The Penguins have lost 4 straight. So we see the direction those guys are going. Patel says a hockey guy placed Panthers from 20 to 11 this week. That's a big jump. Hey, Bill, how you doing, bud? Let me see, 11. That's a pretty good sized jump considering I don't even know where are we in the conference, right? We're about, let's see, if that's 8, Montreal is 9. The Penguins are 10. The Rangers are 11. The Panthers are 12th in the conference. So that's a very generous, but I know how he does it. He does it by the week. So Imagine where we would have been if we wouldn't have gotten completely shellacked by the Avs. All right, let's see. Bill says it's a great win. I was very surprised Panthers didn't allow any goals. So few shots. Like we thought in the first period, I still think the shot clock was broken because unless something else happened, unless maybe one of the pucks hit the post and it wasn't a Bobrovsky save, I don't know. But I thought he made 3 really nice saves in the first period, but then they said they only had 2 shots on goal. Dave says, only like a third of the way into the season, we started playing like we played last night on a consistent basis. We'll be fine. Agreed. Hey, Colin, how you doing, bud? Icy says, yo, Jaws missed the game last night, but I'm assuming we looked good. We did. The game looked, the score sounds like the game looked. Vincent says that Jackets game was very therapeutic for the Panthers. Something has changed. Yep. We were down 4, like I've been saying. You guys noticed it too. We were down 4-1, and it's like they just said, okay, done. Okay, enough. Like you could just feel it. They just all of a sudden just turned on whatever it is, they turned it on. Colin says, I still don't know how the shots after the first period was 3-2. I don't understand it either, but we'll take it. You know what I mean? We'll take it. That's all that matters, right? So what about on the West? I didn't look at the Western Conference just yet. Mary says, last night was fun. Best they've played all year. The forecheck was beautiful. Agree. Yeah, Bill. Lundell had a chance to score the hat trick. Lundell? No, I thought it was Marchand. I thought it was you mean Marchand had 2 last night. Am I missing something? Colin, yeah, there was a lot of red. There were a lot of Panther fans there last night, for sure. Hey, CJ. Silva says, me and my dad watched the entirety of that game. Very rare for both of us to watch together. We were so bored after the first. It was one of those rare games that, there wasn't very much going on in the first period, and Kyle wasn't complaining about, oh, it's so boring. So that was good to see. Vincent says the Sharks won, so we're happy. Fallen Leafs, fallen. Oh, I see what you're saying, Bill. Yeah, Lundell played really, really well. Yeah. They played really, really well. Lundell played really, really well. ZJ, let's just focus on the three-peat now. I'm not saying that you weren't right. I'm just saying that that's where the focus is now. It's a completely different challenge, right? If Barkov comes back, I keep saying it, if Barkov comes back for the playoffs, I feel like we should win the conference. Like if we're fully healthy, I don't want to get greedy and be like, I'll be disappointed if they don't win the conference, but I kind of feel like we should. Is that Kyle coming out of his room now? Oh my God. The answer to my question, what I heard was, ugh. Are you alive? Oh, okay. He can speak. He can speak. All right, kid. Miss Jaws, yeah, we're at 9.63. We're getting there, except for we keep going from 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, because people subscribe for the dog content and then they unsubscribe when they find out we're a hockey channel. So we'll see if we can make it. We've got to make it to 10. That's the number I want. Moralea. Yes, Lundell didn't start the season all that great. He started good, but I think we needed better from him. They moved Rodriguez to 1C for a little while, and now they got Lundell back up there. And it helps to have Reinhart. There's no, I mean, Marchand's been great too. And once we get Chucky back, I feel good about where we're at. 3-2 score prediction. Did somebody's? What do you mean? Oh, no, the 3-2 was the shots after the first period, right? Yeah, Patel's true. The E2, Luosterainen being back is rejuvenating this team, changed my mind. I agree with you. I completely agree. We already saw this before. As soon as he was out against Vegas, it wasn't that we were missing Tkachuk, it was that we were missing Luosterainen. That's what happened. But all joking set aside, every time Luosterainen's out, the defense just falls to shreds. We need to give him some money. We need to sign him. What do you guys think? I wonder. That's one guy we haven't talked about in terms of comps and what his contract should be. So he's got this year and next year. So he's going to be basically 28 when he's signing the extension. He's not a 20-goal guy. But generally speaking, he's going to get you 10 to 15 on average. What do you guys think? He's making 3 now. So what do you think? You want to give him the full 7 years? What do you think? 7 by 5? Is that too much, or is that about right for Luosterainen? Hey, JC. Cats, we need a cat's vest for Leia. Huh. Do they? I assume that they make them. I see. Yeah, I put out a post, and I'll let you guys know what it is. But on the community board, I put out a post with the schedule for this week. So yeah, Kyle and I want to see Phillip Rivers. So we're going to stream the Colts Seahawks game because I'm kind of side-eye sketchy that this dude's just going to get off the couch after 4 or 5 seasons he's been gone, and he's 44 years old, and he's just going to come off the couch and start a game. Like, am I the only one that thinks that that's not exactly safe, right? I mean, what's going to happen if the dude takes a hit? Yeah, Colin, you're still trying to figure out how E2 didn't score. I know. Colin, I celebrated they had to score up. Like I thought the puck went in. I think we all did. Vincent. Yeah, Vincent. The huge ego from the almost 10,000 subscribers from how many videos is it now? How many videos do I have on this channel? Let me see. What's my what's my number? Let me see if I can see how many it is. So there's 30 per page, 730. So that's like 2,400. 2,400. So yeah, not quite 4 subscribers per video over the course of 9 years. Massive ego, definitely. Vincent, that's why I do the scarf just for you, because of my massive ego. You want the smolder? I'll give you the smolder. There you go, Vincent. It's just for you. Don is going to pee herself laughing in the bedroom in there. Silva says the Dallas trade alert. Dallas Stars have sent a 20,359th round pick to the Nashville Predators for future considerations. The future considerations are rumored to be Matthews and a trip to a U2 concert. I don't want to go to a U2 concert. I'll trade those for a Matchbox 20 concert. How about that? Bill thinks E2 5.25 by 8. Craig thinks 6 years, $5 million. Okay, so we're basically speaking the same language about $5 million. That seems about right. Yeah, look, we got to be healthy for the three-peat, but I do feel like we, the three-peat parade has not been canceled. We'll put it that way. We'll be okay. I certainly would like to see, once we come back home this week, I'd like to see Tkachuk start practicing with the team. I mean, we're getting close to the point now where you would expect him to start practicing if he's going to be playing in the Winter Classic. Vincent says if Zito gives him another 3 or 4, nobody's going to complain, even he to himself. So you think he would take the same amount of money? Yeah, Miss Shaw says I worked for the 10,000. That is for sure. There's no doubt about that. Vincent says it's not about quantity. Try harder. Oh, it is about quantity when you talk about how many kids you got. It's definitely about quantity. Patel says give E2 $5 million a year for 5 years and a personal chef for life. Oh. Donna says, I think about it. Yeah, they haven't asked you to do things without your shirt lately. Yeah, because I got too damn skinny. Nobody wants to see me naked. Hey, Bex. Yeah, I wanted to start at 11:30 so that we could finish up before 1. So the people that want to watch the football games, we're not interrupting the 1 o'clock kickoff starts. 58. In terms of Kulikov, let's go down that list. We've talked about this a couple of times, but it's good to remind us. In terms of Puckpedia, this is what Puckpedia has. So I don't know exactly how accurate this is really going to be. They've got Tkachuk as day-to-day. I don't know about that. They've got Nosek week to week. I don't know about that. Nosek, they're saying maybe January 4th, estimated return. Again, in my opinion, if these guys haven't started practicing yet, the first week of January is almost out. Schwint is supposed to be back the second week of January. Again, that's according to Puckpedia. Gadjevich is going to be out until mid-February. Kulikov's estimated return is Kyle's birthday, March 17th. So Kulikov is going to be out for quite some time. And then Barkov's estimated return is April 26th. So, they'll just have to delay the playoffs by a couple of weeks. That's all. Silva thinks he deserves 4x4. E2 only eats raw food now. Gotcha, Bex. Bex, I'm not sure where Puckpedia exactly gets their information. Because they've got Chucky saying he's day-to-day, estimated return December 15th. Well, we know that's not happening, right? So it says Tkachuk has resumed skating. Jamison Olive of the Florida Panthers official site reported on Wednesday. So I would suspect that most of these are probably a little bit generous in terms of when they're going to be returning. Hopefully the Kulikov one is accurate, though, because that's pretty close to the end of the year there. Yeah, Vincent says Cooley passed the Olympics break. Yeah. Bex, no, the Dolphins aren't playing until tomorrow night. 58 says Puckpedia sounds a little optimistic on some of those. Yeah. No, Kyle and I are going to be streaming the Phillip Rivers game today at 4. Because if that old man gets hit, I want to see it on camera. I hope he's okay. I got a bad feeling. Like it's a guy in his mid-40s that hasn't played in 4 or 5 years, just get off the couch and go play football. That sounds, I'm not so sure how smart that sounds. Am I the only one that's a little bit worried about that? Like, that doesn't sound real bright. Like if he had been, I mean, I guess he could have been working out and everything, but the dude hasn't been hit in 5 years. He's going to just go out there against the Seahawks defense. I don't know, man. It sounds fishy to me. But yeah, we play the Steelers tomorrow night. So tomorrow night, I'm going to be doing a members pregame for the football and the hockey channel tomorrow night at 6:15. And the Panther game starts at 7, and then the Dolphin game starts at 8:15. So we're streaming both games at the same time to both of the hockey and the football channel. So it should be, we've done it before. Colin and I did it before the first year. A while, not last year. I think the first year that we streamed, we did that before. So first period of the Panther game won't even have anything to do with football. And then usually by the time, sometimes you can time the intermission where like it'll be around, it's worked out pretty good before. It's not optimal. I understand that, but we can't choose between which game to cover. You know what I mean? Maybe if Miami had been like, 2-12 at this point, we would have been like, but probably not, because that still would have been fun to do. It's going to be, obviously, it's going to be cold. It's going to be in the teens. I don't know if you guys saw the short that I put out. We got like 3 inches of snow last night. So I took some video of Leia. She went out there earlier. She hopped around a little bit. It's not the same. It's not the same in terms of her being there by herself. So we're just going to go get a couple of, like 5 or 6 other dogs for her to play with. And yeah, I'll just steal the food from the Tractor Supply, and that should work out real well for us. Yeah, it was supposed to just drizzle all night. When I went to bed, they were like, it's going to drizzle. It's going to be 38 degrees. And I woke up this morning and nope, that's not what happened at all. So it was, she had a good time. It wasn't like she was like Fluffy. It wasn't like she was running around, playing, rolling in it and everything like that. So, but I suspect if she had a friend to play with, that might happen. But I can't just go get a dog because I want content watching the dog play in the snow. That doesn't sound too bright. So we'll see how it goes. I keep hoping that some stray golden retriever is just going to randomly show up at my door. That's what I'm hoping for. Just to open up the door one day and there's just, I don't know how that golden retriever got there, but I guess he can come in now. So sure I can. Not for Donna. Yeah, doesn't matter. Donna don't have to worry. Oh, you have a golden, Steven? Yeah. Yeah, they're a sweet. Her name is Oliveri. Very cool. Very nice. Patel says, I don't know, Jaws. Just feels strange and desperate to have Rivers come back after 5 years. Also, I think the Colts think the NFL is watered down without a strong quarterback like 2000s and 2010. I'm genuinely, and this is just the old man talking, but like I'm genuinely worried about the dude. Like you just can't not play for 5 years, not get hit for 5 years, and then just go out there in an important game. I mean, what is Seattle going to do? Like if they go to hit them, are they going to like purposefully soften their blow? It just, I don't know. It seems like it's a recipe for disaster. He must really want to get out of the house away from the wife and kids. That's the general consensus. Miss Shaw says we need to go get Luke Skybarker. So there's this. Is he still there, Donna? Oh, it's going to be just like Fluffy with the. Anyway, so there's a pit bull at the Humane Society like 5 minutes down the road. And when Leia was in the Humane Society, she was Princess Leia. And so that's why her name is Leia. And apparently there's a pit bull at the Humane Society 5 minutes down the road who's free, and they've named him Luke Skybarker. And so, as you can tell, not that you've checked or anything. Jeez. Mike, we started early today. You didn't do anything wrong. I started at 11:30 so that we could stay a little bit longer and then end it early enough for the few people that would want to go watch football at 1 o'clock. So yeah, she's kind of itching me to go get Luke Skybarker, but I don't know. I mean, I know how I get with dogs. You know what I mean? I don't know. Because my problem now is that I won't just have two, because I always had three. And then this was the only time I only had the two like that, when one died. And then obviously Fluffy said and Fluffy just checked right out from depression, basically. He checked out. So if you're going to have multiple dogs, you got to have three so that when one goes, they still got two there together. Patel says, also, do you think the Panthers should pick up the Canucks player off waivers? The Canucks traded a 4th-round pick, and 6 weeks later, he's released. Who is it, Patel? Let me see if I can find it. Who are we talking about? Lucas Reichel. He's a former Blackhawks 1st-round pick. Let me see. Who's this kid? I mean, that's when numerous teams let you go. So let's see. He's 23. He was taken by the Blackhawks 17th overall in 2020, which is not that far off from I think Mackey was 12th, or was he 22nd? I think Mackey was 12th. And so he's been around. Boy, he's not done much of anything. Jesus. I don't know, Patel. So he played parts of 5 seasons with the Blackhawks. His best 2 seasons, and I know Chicago's not been great, but he played 65 games. He had 16 points and was a -29. And then he played 70 games, had 22 points, and was a -16. Then this year he played 5 games for the Blackhawks. He had 4 points in 5 games, and then they let him go. Looks like he was playing 4th line minutes. And then Vancouver, he played 14 games, had 1 assist, was a -5, and they said deuces. What about his AHL stuff? Let me see. Is he a goal scorer in the AHL level? Not really. No, he's either not played on any really good teams, or his defense is terrible, Patel, because his plus minus pretty much everywhere he goes is not spectacular. Sounds like a guy that might benefit from going back over to Germany. For whatever reason, when the team that drafted you at 17 gives up on you and the other team gives up on you that quick, there's probably good reason for that. Mike says, you didn't used to start your shows early until I met Donna. Well, I can't tell if that's a negative or a positive comment. My schedule, honestly, though, has changed every year. You know what I mean? Just trying to do more. Steven says, obvious, the Cats are desperate. They have the Colts are desperate, excuse me. They had no first-round pick. They need to try to make the playoffs just to hope a miracle happens. Rivers gives us the best chance. Not a good one. I mean, I like Rivers. Don't get me wrong, but I worry that he's going to get hurt, to be blunt. Hey, Adonis, you've been dealing with a serious fever. Oh, man. Jeez. Yeah, you woke up with a temperature of 97.6. It sounds good. Hey, Simon. Craig says the only Canucks player worth looking at is Roddy. Yeah, I don't think he's worth picking up. Oh, okay, Mike. Well, I figured, but I never know. I never know. It's over the internet. It's tough, and the truth of it is Vincent gives me such a hard time all the time, Mike. I kind of got a little bit of PTSD. You know what I mean? Because Vincent's serious. He don't like me very much. He's just here. Vincent's just here because he's already invested on making sure he's watching me live the day I finally croak on camera. That's why Vincent's here. Simon, how many games do we even have before Christmas? We're running out of days. Donna, we got to go get your stuff like one day this week. This is ridiculous. We got to go get your stuff. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more games before Christmas. This week's pretty busy. Got Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and then they finally take a couple of days off. I mean, the schedule, considering we just played Colorado and Dallas, the schedule doesn't exactly ease up, honestly. Lightning, Kings, Hurricanes, Blues, Hurricanes, Lightning. Actually, the Lightning game is right after Christmas. So just keeping pace. That's all. We're 3 points out of a playoff spot. Just keep winning. Just keep going a little bit, barely over 500 until Chicken Chuck comes back. Hungry says, yeah, just watched the latest LFR from Dangle. He's in full postseason. Yeah. I watched it, and he is still how can I put this? Understandably, he's blaming the players for the poor play and everything like that. But it's interesting to see the dynamic between how he places himself. I don't think he understands his influence in terms of being media. I know he doesn't consider himself, but, because he's always talking about how the narrative that it's the pressure in Toronto that gets to guys, et cetera, et cetera. And I don't think that he recognizes how much of that kind of pressure comes from, in part him and the collective media there. I mean, it ultimately, yeah, the players are responsible. I don't disagree there. But there's a reason why a lot of people feel like, our players were sticking up for the Leaf players after the series last year, basically saying, hey, you guys in the media are going to kill these guys, and they don't really deserve it. Donna, that's what you keep telling me. Well, we got to go. We got to do it. We don't have a choice now. Mike says, and we love Vincent for it. Donna says, Bobby on the Giants Nation show said he's the only one who thinks the Rivers signing will be an absolute disaster, especially given the fact that his arm looked completely cooked in 2020. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. What is Colin saying? Is it, hold on a second. Tomorrow's game is on NHL Network. Wait. The Panther game is on NHL Network tomorrow night? And how am I going to do this? Is it not on ESPN Plus at all? Don't tell me that, because this is gonna be it just can't be simple. Fubo and damn it. I'm sure I can figure out how, but because we gotta watch both games. So I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to see if Kyle, if the TV has the ability to split screen, half streaming, half Ethernet. This should be fun. We've got the other TV. We've got Donna's TV in case we have to do something. And this should be fun. They gotta complicate everything. Thank you for letting us know, though, Colin, because that I thought it was just going to be as simple as putting the one game on ESPN Plus over here, streaming it. So I'll have to figure that out. Damn. Mike, it's hailing in Chesapeake, Virginia. Nice. Adonis, yeah, we've got the R site, but so I might have to do that probably for one of the games and just Ethernet the laptop there, and then the TV with the Dolphin game on. So we'll get it figured out. It's just I had in my mind how it was going to work because I thought ESPN Plus, but of course not. Goat Slayer says, "Hey Jaws, Hockey Guy wore reverse retro in his new power rankings and has us at 11 out of 32. I didn't see a problem with it. Maybe still too high without our injured, but it was nice to see. 11 is a little. I'll take it. It's a little high, but we have been looking good in the games that we won. We have been looking more like ourselves. Yeah, I'm gonna need a bigger TV." Patel says, "Can't you say the pressure is high because of Canadian media? New York, Chicago, LA, Boston media. However, here local media still gets a lot of hockey things wrong and not much pressure." 100%. 100%. It's completely different. I mean, look, honestly, up until they got good these last few years, the only quote media, and I am not media, so I'm not saying that, but up until there were extra, the new podcasts and new people covering the Panthers came into being, I was the only one you'd find anywhere just bitching and complaining about the team. Like the media just was puppies and lollipops and ice cream. And there's nobody else down there was making any kind of content or anything. If you wanted to hear somebody bitch about the Panthers, I was it. And that's not, there's no pressure. You know what I mean? Nobody, the players don't care what the guy in the basement with the Kermit says. You know what I mean? But in the Canadian markets, that shit's on the front page. So it's a whole different ball of wax. And even now, if you want to cover the team, you have to cover the team from a positive perspective. You're not really given a free rein to just ask whatever questions and come with whatever narrative that you want. If you want a press pass to cover the Panthers, you will be positive. It's just the way it is. Craig says, kind of nice to see more people rocking the Cats gear in the away games now. It's been nice. There was a lot of people last night. Patel says, not sure if it's on ESPN Plus, but on NHL Network. Yeah. No, we have it. We have NHL Network because I pay for YouTube TV. So we're good there. And I have, what channel is the football game on? Oh, that's right. The football game is going to be on regular YouTube TV as well. So we'll be able to do it. We'll split screen it. That's what we'll do. We'll have half the game because it'll both be on YouTube TV. I won't have. Yeah, that actually might work easier now that I'm thinking about it. That might actually work easier. Hey, Wild. Yeah, how you feel about that Quinn Hughes deal? How you liking that? How surprised were you guys? Coach Slayer, Marchand might be having a career year. Yeah, what's his high? Good call there. What's he at? 18 goals now, I think. I mean, he's never been. What's the most he's scored? 39. He's not got the 40. That's funny because that's Barkov's high as well. Pretty sure that's Barkov's high. Let me make sure about that. I'm pretty sure the President's Trophy season, Barkov got 39, and that's his high. Yeah. So Marchand's career high was 39 and 16 and 17. And then he got close again, 34, 36. He's got 18 goals in 30 games right now. So yeah, he's on a pace to obliterate his career high. There's no doubt about that. In terms of goals scored, points, he only has a 100-point season once. He's at 34 points in 30 games, so I don't know about that. But yeah, Marchand could end up with a career high in goals for sure. Certainly. Wow, you're liking now Hughes plays with Kaprizov. Minnesota's going to be a tough out. There's no doubt there. Bex, you knew Marchand was going to be killing it this season, and he's really stepped up in the absence of Barkov. Not that it's his role, but you can also tell, Marchand hasn't been to 3 straight Cup finals, right? I mean, him and Samoskevich have legs. Mike says, I have an extreme distaste for any other player in the NHL if they don't play for the Panthers. Oh, well, just prepare yourself at some point, Mike. Tom Wilson will be a Panther at some point. I think that's inevitable, right? I mean, that's just the way it goes. Every year we go get somebody for our 4th line. Not saying just yet, but within a few years, eventually, Bex, you thought he was going to be an A. I wonder if they offered it to him and he didn't want it, right? But then when Barkov got hurt, I just feel like they just didn't want to rock the boat as much as possible. They didn't want to make any changes from last year. You know what I mean? Someone check on Katie Nolan. She might hurt someone if Marchand keeps this up. Patel, you just okay. Lebanese basketball. Hey, can I tell Kyle? Gotcha. Oh, I gotta still look at I gotta look at the Fire Stick thing. Thanks, Patel. Yeah, so we'll tell Kyle we're gonna start Flying Fluffy Lebanese basketball and see what he thinks about. He thinks I'm kidding about the baseball channel. He thinks I'm joking. I ain't joking. You know what I mean? It's not like, I can't take the summers off like not that I've taken the summers off, but you know what I mean. We got to keep on streaming during the summer. So he'll get over it. And I don't mind if I have plenty, I have an extra TV somewhere around here, an extra monitor. I just put a monitor here and I'll stream the damn baseball game myself. And we'll all just drink in the middle of the summer and we'll just do the baseball game, Hey, Jimmy Meyer. How you doing, bud? Hungry says you're going to have so much baseball to talk about during the upcoming lockout. They're going to play this season, though, right, Hungry? In terms of the channels, I go 1 year at a time, right? And I guess if we do the Flying Fluffy baseball and they lock out, we'll just start streaming classic games. Kyle would love that. Oh, he'd have a great time with that. I'll just do it myself. You know. Jimmy's cool. Like Jimmy's a good guy. Any of the fans of the other teams, as long as everybody's cool, they're all cool. 58 says the classic games would be cool. Yeah, I'll just stream because I'll do the ones that I watched when I was a kid. We'll watch, remember Hershiser and the scoreless streak? We'll watch that. We'll watch some old Dodger games. That was the team I grew up liking. Oh, you want to take Kyle through the Marlins up to 97 and 03 playoff runs? That's not a bad idea. For me, I'd like to go back to the 80s with the Dodgers and whatnot. Yeah, Hungry Raven's been around. I think he stopped by on Thanksgiving, Hungry. I believe he stopped by on the Thanksgiving football game. I'm pretty sure. But he's been around, yeah. Goat Slayer says, if anyone here is able, bet Phillip Rivers over on yards. Uncle Phil is going to get his yards. He may not win. He's not going to be held without what's the yardage? What's the over-under? Hey, David. Awesome. Greg Maddux and Nolan Ryan. Yeah, Fernando Valenzuela. That's my dude, man. So, but they're going to play this year, and then it's the following year that's supposed to be a lockout, because that'll work for my shtick. If we do a full year of baseball and then they get locked out, it's my fault. I mean, that kind of works with my whole shtick, right? Then Vincent can have something else to blame me for. So that works, you know. Do they have, I'm going to assume they don't. I was going to ask a stupid question, but do they have Marlins scarves? I know they have Dolphins, but do they have any Marlins ones like this? Hungry, you've got a Valenzuela rookie card? Oh, man. That's nice. That's nice. Hey, I was a big Dodgers fan back then. Not that obviously I grew up in Miami, but I just liked Tommy Lasorda, and I liked the whole group. Lasorda was such a character. I got such a kick out of him. He had just had this big freaking belly, and he would just waddle out there and bitch and complain. Yeah, that was a fun team. No Marlins scarves. Yeah, it would make sense, right? You're not going to wear a scarf at a baseball game for the most part, unless they got. I mean, I guess they could have a scarf. I'm sure, like the North teams have it. I bet you I could look up like New York Yankees scarf. I'm sure that they got scarves, right? Let's see. Oh, yeah, they got all sorts of scarves. Let me see if the Marlins. What about, let's check the Florida Marlins. Because, let's see. Yeah, there's some. This looks like an older one. They've got some bandanas, but this is a scarf. It's on eBay. When was this? It just says Marlins. So it might just be it's what do you call it? MLB licensed. So there might be some. There's just this one kind that I see people selling on eBay, and then they got the bandanas, but I don't see much else in the way of scarves. So that probably was just something that somebody made up, as opposed to something that the team gave away. Donna says there are Marlins scarves. You saw some? I have to, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Hungry. It's a summer sport. Gold Slayer says, I need to watch a hockey junkie video so I can hear him say now in the third period, and his accent kills me, especially when he's ragging on team's players and talking about Listerine and calling them mouthwash. That wasn't so bad for off the cuff. I like Hockey Junkie. He's pretty good. Maybe that'd be the Chicken Chuck accent. Maybe Chicken Chuck's voice should be me trying to pretend to be Hockey Junkie. It might work. If I'm not on camera and I practice it a little bit, I might be able to say Chicken Chuck and he's in the third period. I might have something there. I might be able to develop that one. Yeah. Mike Maddox was your hero. He was a good dude, man. You just saw the same one, Donna? Yeah, that's the only one I saw so far. Patel says, down here in South Florida, we used to get the Yankee games from WPIX. Channel 33. Channel 33 is where I would watch The Exorcist or The Evil Dead every Saturday night. Every Saturday night, there was either The Evil Dead, Amityville Horror, The Exorcist, The Omen, all of those. Every Saturday night at like 1 o'clock, there'd be one of those freaked out. Well, 11. It'd be like 11 to like 2 because of all the commercials. Hungry, yeah. Chicken Chuck Hockey Junkie Improv Buffet. Mike. Yeah, he says some off the wall stuff. So going to have to come up with some crazy bangers for Chicken Chuck. Yeah, that might work though. I'll watch some Hockey Junkie because we're only a few weeks away. What have I been telling you guys? I've been like, I can't get the voice. There's like no voice would come to me. Nothing would come to me. But maybe if I just tried to do a bad impression of Hockey Junkie, I might be able to take that. And because I still got him right here. Like for those of you who don't know who Chicken Chuck is, for those of you who don't know why he's Chicken Chuck, it's because one day on the recap, I was trying to say Chucky, and I was trying to, and I ended up going Chucky, Kachuckin, Chuckuckin, Chicken Chuck. And so the name stuck. And so Chicken Chuck has his own puppet, but he hasn't debuted yet because I didn't have a good voice for him. But that's Chicken Chuck. See, he's got the mouthpiece in there. That's Chicken Chuck. So I got to start working on his voice, and I think we might have just got it. I think maybe if I can do a bad impression of Hockey Junkie, right? Yeah, I might be able to work with that one. Now, Hockey Junkie, I like the algorithm. Don't get me started on the hockey algorithm. Like very rarely do I get his stuff, even though every time I watch him, I watch the whole video. Craig says, just talk with the mouth guard hanging out. So I already got Andy. Andy's the one with the list, Craig. And the problem is that when I put my mouth guard in at night, that's how I sound, except for I got a higher pitched voice. But so that's what's going to happen if I put the mouthpiece in my mouth. It's just going to sound like that. We already got Andy, so I'm going to have to come up with something completely different. So yeah, that was Andy. Andy's already got the list. When I put my mouthpiece in at night, I have a mouth guard. That's what Donna calls it. She says, "Are you going to put your Andy in?" Because when I put my mouth guard in, I sound like Andy just without the high pitch. So I always get her cracked. I get her cracking up with Andy. Ironically, it sounds a lot like Shorzy. David says, next inappropriate conversation, ask you about the guy with the wooden eye. Will do. Donna will remember that. So it's all good. But yeah, that might work. I got to get a puppet stand too. Well, Bob is in a good spot. Andy's next to him. You can't really see him. Bennett is hanging off of the Bennett puppet is hanging off of Fluffy's leash. In case you were wondering what that was, for Bennett, he keeps falling down, but he's supposed to be held up by Fluffy's leash. That's what I got there. So I got to get some kind of a stand or something, some way to hang them down where they'll be in the right position. Andy on date night, right? David says it has a person with a speech impediment in it since I'm an equal opportunity offender. David, that's why I always say to Donna, I said, that's because Andy's got a lisp and a speech impediment. You don't have to make fun of him. That's not very nice, Donna. You have to don't be mean, all right? I got a lisp and a speech impediment. Come on. She's going to pee her pants. So yeah, maybe one day I'll just do that. That'll be Mike Tyson-ish. I didn't think about that, Greg, but that's not even a bad idea. I kind of sounds a little bit like Mike Tyson. As Bobby Boucher, that's where the voice is. Every once in a while, I have to practice them because I don't use them as much as I used to. So the Bob voice, I've got to get my Bob voice back. It's been a little bit off. The water boy. Oh yeah, no, Mike Tyson. That's not a bad call there. I didn't think about that one. Well, it's not like I could get a Mike Tyson puppet. If I got a Mike Tyson puppet and started talking like that, I'm pretty sure they would come for me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure I would get in trouble for that. The Bob voice, yeah, it's. I need to work on it a little bit. But I haven't been practicing as much as I should. Oh, good question. What's Swiggy's shot percentage now? So you know who's going to have the bad shot percentage. Well, no, Samo scored the other day, so maybe it's not so bad. So Verswiggy's shot percentage now is his birthday is one day after my dad's. Verswiggy's a Leo. That's what the problem is. Freaking moody Leos. Swiggy's shot percentage now is at 12%. Damn, that got high. Which is almost more like his normal. It's still a little bit low. Now, poor Samahagi. We're just going to call, in fact, that's Samaskevich's new name is Samahagi because he's got Verhageitis. Samaskevich's shot percentage, without looking, I'm going to say it's under 6. Without looking, I'm going to say it's under 6. Survey says 5.7. 5.7. So there you go. Yeah, he's for dad. Yeah, he's for daddy now, right? Let me scroll up. I missed a couple things here. Ghost says the league should implement a protocol that Bennett gets at 1 minute. The Bennett gets at 1 minute, 1 goal for half the season. For Benny's buddies, and the NHL as a whole should have an offshoot adoption sponsorship program. It's not a bad idea. They never do it, though. They hate them, right? Have I seen the clip from Super Troopers 2 about the key to life? I have not. Yeah, Bex, he added an extra 8%, right? Because he had fallen under 5. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Ghost Slayer. Yeah. Yeah, so poor Sam Miskevich. Maple syrup is the key. Sam will get out of it. He'll work his way out. The good news is he is on a pace for more points than he had last year. So he'll be all right. How's our face-offs been doing? No, so Sam Miskevich was 24th. Lundell was 12. I misspoke earlier. I wasn't sure. So Samuel actually was 24th. So he's barely a first-round pick. We got to give him a minute. And he needs to stop shaving. He's got to stop shaving because just like Chucky, every time Chucky shaves, he's like a putty cat. He's got to stop shaving. So one wild and crazy guy wants to know what I think about the 84-game regular season. Well, the first thing it's going to do is put an asterisk next to all records, right? Kind of the way they do in football. At some point, you're going to have somebody lead, break the record for most yards in a season with 10,000 passing yards because they're playing 26 games or something like that. So I am curious to see how it's going to lead to records being broken and whatnot. I guess apparently they're going to be removing some of the preseason games. I don't necessarily mind that. I know it's only 2, right? And then you end up with creep. I don't understand the why. To me, it feels like the only reason to do that is financial. There's no viable competitive reason to go from 82 to 84 games. You know what I mean? Like, you're not adding anything. The same teams are likely going to make it. Like, you'd have 2 more games of playoff race. But to me, it just kind of feels like the owner's grabbing a little bit of extra cash. David says, can't really change it, but less regular season, more playoffs would be the most viewer-friendly, but tough on the players. That's true. Yeah, next season is going to feel like break even with the 84 games because no Olympics in 4 nations. That's a good point. Hungry says, I like to think that they're doing that because the Bolts were idiots this preseason. Oh, I mean, the hockey preseason's pretty long, right? Like, I mean, for the most part, how many times do our guys really play in important preseason games? You get a good look at the young kids. That all missed a little bit. But are they going to be making the development camps any longer? Do they make any adjustments that way? Mike says it's got to be the same exact motive that the NHL has to put players in the Olympics. Tourists getting them hurt. Hungry says, I mean, not really. Baseball preseason is a month and a half. Yeah, baseball is but that's like a tradition. You know what I mean? I don't know why baseball preseason is so long. That I never understood. How many games do they play? Isn't it like 20-something games? Baseball preseason is around 30 games per team. God, that's just wild. Mike says the word tourist was not supposed to be in that statement. I figured. Talk to text gets. You should see the messages my dad sends me. What did he send me last night? Because talk to text got him on his phone. What the hell did he keep saying last night? I was just laughing my ass off at him. Oh yeah, I mean his talk to text is bad. But there was something else. Oh yeah. So he texted me asking, he was trying to ask if it was an empty net goal, right? Because I said goal, he said empty net with a question mark. Only that's not what talk to text gave him. It was anti-nat. Anti-nat, and then it came back. He tried it again, and it was anti-mac. So like aunt and uncle and Auntie Mac. So I said Auntie Mac's not here, but Uncle Cheese is, and he about peed himself. His talk to text is freaking hysterical. I'm going to tell you a talk to text story. But it's not safe for work. So you're being warned right now. I'm going to tell you a talk to text story. It's quick, but it's not safe for work. Here it goes. Brother Gene and I are texting back and forth. This was years ago. This was when we still had Luongo. And he, one of us, I forget who it was, One of us texted and said Luongo is apoplectic tonight. Apoplectic, right? We've all heard that term for a player that's playing out of his mind. So Luongo is apoplectic tonight. And what Talk Text said was Luongo is apoplectic. Yeah. Good thing it was just Brother Gene. All right, I'm reading here. Okay, I was catching up on the chat. Oh yeah, the whole training facilities. Yeah. David says the Mets had a great spring training field at Port St. Lucie, but a gillion people live up there now. It's not the same anymore. No. When we were growing up as kids, we'd go up to Melbourne and it was just empty, man. And now it's unbelievable how much the construction has gone. Now, Melbourne's almost completely built out, at least east, and they started moving west a little bit too. I don't know where the line is in Central Florida where you can't build like in South Florida. It's 27, I believe, where you can't go west. I'm not sure how far that line goes in Central Florida. I'm assuming there's a line. I'm assuming they can't build straight from Palm Bay all the way out to Kissimmee. That would suck because if they can, eventually they will. If there's nobody there to stop them, they'll just fill all that stuff in. So, yeah, we never went to many spring training games. My dad would bring Kyle to was it the Marlins spring training? Who used to play Brevard Manatees? Brevard Manatees. Kyle used to go to the Brevard Manatees games with Grandpa. And then my grandma would take Emiliana and do something with her. And Matthias would usually still be with either grandma or us. But Kyle got to go to a lot of the spring training games there with the not spring training, but Brevard Manatees. So I went a few times. That was fun. I think it was out in Vieira. Yeah, the Manatees used to be the Single A Marlins affiliate. Yeah, he's got a baseball that he caught one time out there. He used to have a good time. And it was nice. You'd go there. It wouldn't be so super duper hot. Sometimes you'd have to wear a sweater out there. So Kyle used to have some good memories that way, is what, but now, of course, I don't even think there's anybody that still plays there. I don't know the last time do they still exist? The Brevard Manatees? Let's see. No, they were in 2016. They relocated to Kissimmee. I see. Well, then there you go. Right there you go. So, all right, I'm gonna roll because I want to get ready. I got 1 o'clock. We got football. Now Kyle and I are going to be streaming the Colts Phillip Rivers game. We're just going to call it the Phillip Rivers game. I hope he's okay. He must be a little cocoa in the puffs going out there. I don't know what he's thinking. I know I'm 54, but I can tell you that when I was 45, I wouldn't have thought about doing something that I could do in my 30s. Like the first hit, how's he going to take a hit? I don't understand it. I don't understand what the hell he's thinking. So Kyle and I will be live starting about 4. If the Bills-Patriots game turns out to be really good, Kyle might jump on there a little bit early. Other than that, we'll do that at 4 o'clock. And then tomorrow we got the noon stream like we normally do. And then both games with the Panthers and the Marlins tomorrow night. So other than that, if we don't see you, go enjoy your Sunday. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate y'all. And just go Colts. But don't go Colts because we need the Colts to lose for the Dolphins' imaginary playoffs. But I just hope Rivers doesn't get hurt. Favre is, how old is Brett Favre? That's a good question. He's got to be 50 now, right? Let's see. He's 56. Yeah, he older than me. Favre is so old, he's older than me, Mike. That's how old that dude is. Damn. That's old. All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. If we see you, we'll see you again at 4 o'clock on the football channel.